just want to make sure y'all can see my fucking shirt. But welcome to the Early Morning Hustle Show, where I am here to test your patience and your intelligence. So let's tap, tap, tap it. I had to hit my rose petal blunt. We're going to leave that one in there. Welcome to today's State of the Union address. And this one's probably going to test your patience and intelligence. So, as I was trying to say in the first clip before this, but y'all, I can't get it together today. Welcome to the fucking neighborhood. All right, so we was talking about racism. I was on the phone with my mom and my dad, and we was talking about racism. It started off. I don't know how we started off. The conversation literally started off talking about what happened in Charlotte. With the mass unaliving, because it was of a bunch of officers. My dad actually called to check on me to see if I was doing okay. And I had, because where it happened was where I just moved from. So, and I told him that, and when he was looking at the map, he was like, he showed my mom, he said, ain't that where Leanne used to live? And it was. But I don't live there anymore. And so that's how the conversation started. But it went on to this conversation about racism. And so essentially, I was trying to understand. I said, well, Dad, when do the white people stop paying for the sins of their ancestors? And I gave him the analogy because this is how I learned. I say, so think of it like this. All right. So you're a white man and your dad ate and I'm a black man. Well, doesn't matter, but just go with me because I got to speed this up, right? So your white man dad ate my black man dad's apple. And because the white man dad ate the black man dad's apple, all right, so the white man, his penalty or his punishment is to get 7 lashes a day every hour for the rest of his life. So now the dad is being punished for what he did. Does that make sense? The criminal is being punished for the crime, right? So, but after the dad passes, the dad's child then gets those lashes because of what the dad did. I said, then, okay, but that might be reasonable. I said, okay, so then that child's child continues to get the lashing for what his grandfather did. I said, so at what point do the lashing stop? He said, that's a really good question. He told me, he said, you're missing some key components here. I said, well, tell me what the key components is. He said, all right. He said, let's add this to your story. He said, now after the dad eats the apple, he hangs the apple in between your dad's house and his house. So now there's this constant reminder of that your dad has to see of this apple dangling, that something that a wrong. His wrong is constantly reminded. He's constantly reminded of his wrong every time he walks down the street. He said, for as long as that reminder is there should be lashes. There are probably going to be lashes because we're triggered. Like it's a psychological thing. We are triggered. We are moved by the fact that that apple is still sitting up there. Every time we see it, we think of a wrong that was done to us. He said, I said, so okay, so when does it stop? He says, when whoever takes down the apple, that's when the lashings can, he said the lashings probably won't well up because won't stop or cease, because even though the apple is down now we have to start healing. And he said the healing process is a process. He said, but that's where the change comes, when somebody actually takes the apple down. If that makes sense, whenever the ancestors take the apple down. He said the issue here in America and in this society is that America try to tell you ain't no apple. Nobody ever ate your apple. Even though the apple hanging up there in your face, they try to tell you why it's not an apple. They try to tell you why it's an orange instead of an apple. So I guess the issue here is that as a whole, we have to come and say, hey, this is an apple. And then there has to be someone brave enough to take the apple down. But like, because I was so upset. I was like, we can't keep punishing these people for the sins of their father, but they haven't changed it. Is essentially what there's been nothing done to correct it except for no accountability. And listen, accountability 2024. If I was running for office, when I run for president, bitch, I'm gonna run on accountability. I'm holding everybody accountable for everything. I don't care. That DA, she gotta be held accountable. You committed the crime, you do the time. And how about you? And you're not the DA no more. So therefore you don't get to. I'm holding everybody accountable. So it's not until, unfortunately, white people, until you start actually saying, damn, we did some fucked up shit, and y'all might have the right to be mad at us, that your kids will stop getting the effects of your forefather. But for you to continuously keep telling us that there was never an apple in the first place, when that bitch is red in your face. And that's what, and we talked about. So one of the things we teach on is the theory, I can't think of it. Hold on. The critical race theory. I have done so many seminars and so many different classes I've on the critical race theory on a scholarly level. And the fact that they won't even acknowledge the criminal race theory, that it's still being debated, that's like saying, hey, if that's not an apple, that's an orange. I hope that makes sense. And then my parents let me know that they banned Black History in Florida. Are you shitting me? Is that for real? Is that a real thing? Y'all, they banned Black History in Florida. I've been under a rock fighting demons trying to keep it together, so I haven't been in the news. That's why I haven't been able to do my show. But do y'all know they banned Black History in Florida? That don't make you feel no kind of way. But we talked about DeSantis and his lunacy in politics. And I don't want to say shout out to the Satanists, because I'm not shouting out the Satanists at all, but they definitely put that nigga in his place because they was out of line. Anyways, politically incorrect snippet there, but I love Jesus, so there's that. Don't you ever get it twisted. But I'm also a businesswoman, and I love a well-organized community. Hello, somebody. All right, EK don't come for me because I already then being blocked off of Chris. Bitch, I found out, y'all, see, Chris liked when I did the video. He liked one of my videos, commented it under there. I was so fucking excited. Why I'm blocked on his, because I went to go try to follow him because I know he was in ATL. Bitch, why I'm blocked on Instagram? I say, well, what I did? If y'all know anything, y'all know I ride for the, but that ain't about none of this. But I just want to put it out there. I'm salty. My feelings was hurt as a human. I know this the internet, I know, but nah, fuck that. When you a fan and somebody make it, they conscious intentions to go delete their comments and unfollow you and unrepost your shit, that made it personal. But this ain't about that. So this was inspired by Chris. That's why I told you, don't come at me. Listen, please don't come at me. I still love you. I'm a little hurt by it, but I don't like your videos as much. I know it don't matter. I know, but bitch, it make me feel better. This not about you. It's about me. Anyway, so Chris was crying. Bitch, he was crying on TikTok this morning, and he was talking about how hard it is to let God. And I felt that so hard, because at first I wasn't gonna watch him because he was but I wanted to just not speak to him, but speak to what he said. It is hard to let God, because you be wanting to fix it, because I'm here right now, God. God, I see what you saying, God, but I'm here. This nigga in my face right now. This thing is happening now. I'm broke right now. I'm hurt right now. I don't have right now. So what do you mean wait for you and I ain't got no more? It's the hardest thing to do. But that's why those who wait on God get the biggest blessing, because it is hard. It's very easy to act right now. So I felt what he said and I lived in that. But to wait on God is a gift. And I realize that you're Aries and you have their full energy, but to have the ability and the power and the authority to wait on God is a certain type of discipline. So if nothing else, and I said this before in one of my videos to you guys, discipline is everything. And when it comes to faith, when it comes to this God thing, you have to discipline yourself. Trust me, it's a whole bunch of pussy niggas I want to slap if they act out. But you know what? I cry, I scream, I shout, I act a fool, but you ain't gonna never ever see see it because I walk away with grace and I let God. And I promise you, every time, count on it, every time God come through in ways I could have never, ever imagined.